Hello. Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Both these teams have gotten off to a bit of a different start to the season here. Red Embers did unfortunately lose their week 1 matchup, going 1-4 against Terminal Illinois, while Cream Corn, on the other hand, has beaten High Tide in week 1, going 4-1. One. So Red Embers is going to be looking for their first win here. I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely excited to see how their new look team is going to perform here in week 2. Yeah, definitely. On Climblets, Scorch Gorge, just like you said, Nep2ne, I think a lot of back and forth is what you can expect here. Here, it's one of those maps. You have a couple different angles you can attack from. It's not too snowball heavy for Climblets. I think definitely both teams scoring is very likely to be the case here. Here. I couldn't agree more with that call out of the X-Blow. As you were saying, great angles, and it's Gorge Climblets. It's one of my favorite map modes in Splatoon 3, so I'm always happy to see this pop up.
Also, hi chat. Apparently my mic was not working until now. This is a bit silly, but hey, game number 1 here. Let's get started here, Cygnus.
Yeah, here we go. And right off the bat, we do see the custom Exploser is coming out on the side of Cream Corn, whereas Red Embers is countering that they're running a Dynamo Roller and a custom Jet Squelcher here in their comp, which I find interesting. And between the S Plus and the Dynamo Roller, that's a lot of area attacking power from Red Embers.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of AoE coverage. Like, not exactly the strongest of weapons. Never mind. Getting an amazing double here to start off this push right here. Opening that basket, trying to see if we can get another one, but out of paint, unfortunately. You can only go so far as much as your intake allows. But hey, a beautiful start, a great push here from, what was it? The Cream Corn being able to push up and keep up this pressure. Look, with Expo still alive here, Cygnus. This is insane.
Yeah, they're still going. They're running it. We're seeing the Dynamo Rollers trying to quell damage will end up getting splatted there as Cream Corn is continuing the pressure, popping their specials with the triple ink strikes, with the big bubbler. They're moving in. They just need the power clam in, and there we go. They broke the barrier, got through the penalty, and are continuing to add even more pressure with that triple splashdown from Drywall on that Exploser before they finally go down. And now it looks like. And now it looks like the Embers is taking space as we see the Dynamo Roller getting not 1, but 2 picks here before getting the Tacticooler out. The Booyah Bomb is coming in, and this is Red Ember's chance for a strong counter push as the Dynamo Roller is continuing to get picks and make plays happen here for Red Emberz Nouveau.
Absolutely. The domination of this Dynamo Roller, consistently getting value, but painting up putting pressure on and helping your teammates clean up here is going to be huge. However, there's a missing part of this push. Never mind. Okay, the push is still going, getting a double here. The Dynamo's just cycling clans like it's no one's business, looking for another one. No, that one's like so close. But you know what? You got a lot of space. You just got to keep this basket open. But H-Chips winning out these 1v1s, looking forward here. Oh boy, 2 minutes. We're only halfway through this game.
Yeah, this is crazy. We're seeing why some people are saying Splatoon 1 Dynamo Roller is back. I mean, the amount of chaos it was able to unleash there was just unreal. Although, in the end, it is still Cream Corn currently holding onto the lead as they're setting up behind the splash wall. While in mid, seeing Drywall get off another triple splashdown as the Ink Strikes come out, followed by the Killer Whale. They're using their specials, rearing up for another push, attacking on this ramp once again.
Oh, man.
With the roll attacking, and they're not quite able to get in, even as the big bubbler gets up. Strong defense by the Red Emberz, who are sending that roller all the way back with some good rush pressure combined with a Trizuka there.
Yeah, for sure. There's just so much pressure up front here. Like, even when you do get the big bubbler in, you need that little bit extra of paint to be able to push forward here. But you can already see just how comfortably Cream Corn is holding top mid, as well as the middle of this map right here. It's being very difficult here for ISU to find a way in. Splash Out comes in to secure the space. One more player down. Another one goes down. Third one goes down. Going down like bowling pins here as they slide and go through the Toxic Mist. Not enough time, but the bubble's set up here, and now the clans are free to score here.
Yeah, that's a very important score for Cream Corn to get, maintaining their lead, even if Red Emberz does manage to get a power clam or a couple in, as they're still managing to increase the score just a little bit more, getting it all the way down to 34 E4, and still causing chaos for Red Emberz, as we see Nito here with the blaster getting one last extra pick for good measure before retreating, and is still harassing the members of Red Emberz with their bombs.
Yeah, for sure. I just saw another unfortunate bomb pick right there. Absolutely devastating if you're on the side of ISU, who only have 30 seconds left in the Clan Blitz game to make something happen here. I feel like they've been struggling all game to try and push up to mid here. It's just they're constantly getting zoned out by the AoE chip damage and the abilities to be able to do this here. And look at this, the basket's opening again. H-Chips does manage to go down, but now it's two power clans on the board, and now it's just going to be a player pushing up here to hopefully make something happen. But no, they already are losing steam, and there's not much time to come back in.
Yeah, with it being an overtime situation, one of the clan carriers goes down, and the clan will break. The other carrier going down, ISU will pretty much have to play perfectly here if they want to clutch out this game. But as the overtime counter is going down and Cream Corn continues applying pressure, it looks like that is not going to happen. And indeed, Game 1 will go to Cream Corn in an impressive performance. And so all built around that area of effect chip damage barrage that was being led by Drywall on that Explasher.
Yeah, for sure. There was an interesting dynamic there between the two Dynamos. The way I want to describe it just feels like that every time one Dynamo was able to get in, it caused so much damage, so much devastation, and utterly took control of essentially the plat area on Scorch. Because remember, Dynamo got recently buffed to the point where once it shoots its gigantic wave of egg, it's very much consistently going to find at least one person if they are caught in it. Gone are the days where Dynamo does chip damage. It does chip damage as well as the damage it needs to finish you off here. And that's very relevant here coming up for our next map mode. I believe is going to be Barnacle and Dime Splat Zones.
Yeah, definitely. Again, Barnacle and Dime Splat Zones is a map with that pretty open mid area. I could definitely see Dynamo Rollers thriving in this map as well, just being able to cover so much area with those flicks. I mean, we might be entering the golden age of the Dynamo Roller here, and that's saying something given what we saw in Splatoon 1 from this weapon.
Okay, we're truly in the golden era of the Dynamo, right? Why is the gold Dino? am I missing something here, Cygnus? Like, okay, hear me out. If you are the golden era of Dynamo, you should be glistening gold, beautiful. Just be just amazing in every right and form. But instead, it's the silver Dynamo, and I wanna highlight the silver Dynamo is why it's being so awful. Right? Not only do you have a 190p cooler, which I believe is going to be significantly cheaper than, say, a pencil or like even a tri-slosher at that. Just your cooler output's pretty solid. Sprinkler is a movement option for you as well, and able to just help with your output of cooler as well as your movement with the dynamo roller. It's a situation where it feels like the sprinkler was designed specifically to help dynamo maneuver around a little bit more and not get caught out as easily, which is why you see it in its silver era, not the golden era.
Very good call out there, Nep2ne. But yeah, like you were saying, the kit is just the kit of Sprinkler and Tacticooler on a weapon that can paint like this can is just so powerful. It's a large part of the reason why Pencil was so dominant in this game for so long and is such a good weapon. Speaking of which, we're seeing a Pencil being brought in here this time, actually. Actually, going against the Gold Dynamo as well. That Golden Age could be coming up right here. Super Chumps could be coming on display here. This'll be a show.
It will be a show indeed, whether it be the golden era or the silver era. Dynamo is a dynamo and still a very strong weapon. And you can just see how much pressure that is being put on here from Creed Cord.
Wow.
They are coming out here swinging, getting every single member of I'm going to...
Oh no.
I think that's in the DC rules, so we'll
yeah.
that back one, folks. Sorry about that. Not sure what happened. College Wi-Fi moment. Is bad college Wi-Fi moments included in the golden era of Dynamo, Cygnus? Like, is that like part of the package deal? Like, you know, like you get like those internet bundles?
I think that's part of the package deal of any era of Splatoon.
For sure. DC's happened, folks. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know what? There is a time and place to replay that as well. A little bit of a, I don't know, maybe a little blessing in disguise there, because essentially Cream Cord showed their opening, right? Now, maybe ISU kind of has a better idea of what to expect and how to better play that open. Okay? Like, it could be an opportunity to, how do I say it, potentially just be a bit more aware of the possibilities that you're going to be tossed at and how to better prepare yourself with your weapons accordingly.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know for sure what you're up against this time. Not allowed to switch weapons after a DC, so you know what you're up against. You see how your opponents are planning on approaching it. So now the question is, how can Red Emberz Nouveau adjust their opening to try to find themselves in a bit of a better position than they did in the unofficial start of Game 2. But now we're heading into this official start. It's like what we just saw didn't even happen, and it's a fresh chance for ISU to get back out there and make up lost ground.
Yeah, for sure. Everything is going to be starting out here pretty quickly, immediately. But you can definitely see the bomb kill from the S.
There we go.
There we go. You know what? Maybe there is some truth to saying having a tactical DC, but the naysayers will have you bet Scream Corn is on the back foot now, and it looks like a completely different game for the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, what I saw there is ISU using range and bombs to be able to put paint in the zone much quicker, get those paints on the members of Cream Corn who are rushing right through the zone right away, and by getting those picks, they were able to get on the board. But now it's Cream Corn back in the lead and using their specials, fighting around the zone, trying to maintain that we will see Drywall going down here, but the timer does keep ticking, getting Cream Corn score down to 55, and the zone is still contested. ISU is taking cooler here as zone control goes back in Cream Corn's favor, but we do get a nice pick from Aiden with the Tacticooler boosted mini splat leg, chucking burst woman, trying to make something happen here with that hammer throw.
Yeah, for sure. You're trying to make something happen here, but it's going to be Nito getting that direct here, trying to get behind the players of ISU, but it's not going to work. The paint catches them out here, and now it's going to be a flip of the script here, where ISU is going to be the one in control, and now it's going to be Cream Corn needing to be able to push. But look at this, how much pressure is being given off from the Explo, as well as the Dynamo going to be coming up here shortly. It's just a consistent chip wall that it's going to be so difficult to break.
Yeah, Anders did a good job taking Nito down there, but the 3 remaining members of Cream Corn do have their specials, 2 of which are being popped right now. The Super Chumps are entering the zone, just applying all that much more pit paint. Drywall also has the triple splashdown at the ready, is behind the splash while applying pressure, and just like that, Cream Corn is back in control while still having the triple splashdown available to be used on the offensive as it was here, forcing Aiden back. UNL's penalty timer is ticking down, and once again the script is being flipped as we've been seeing this game. It was a very strong push by ISU, but it's Cream Corn counting down their penalty with only 13 points left on their main clock as well.
Yeah, for sure. The Booyah Bomb, though, is going to be pretty impactful. We're starting this push right here. They're looking to find one more pick, but they just can't find it. Instead, the mini Splatling goes down, gets shipped out by the Explo, and it seems like a wipeout's going to occur, giving the game number 2 to Cream Corn. Oh, man. The script was flipping so many times, as much as the zone. I think the script writers did a great job with this.
Yeah, that was one heck of a back and forth performance by these two teams. But in the end, it's Cream Corn getting things off to a 2-0 lead off that great area pressure once again coming from the Explosher and the Dynamo Roller.
Yeah,
and that area of effect just continues to be the story here in this match.
Yeah, no, I feel like we're having a dynamic, how do I say, an interesting dynamic in the sense of both these teams are playing 2 completely different styles. Cream often very confident to just take space and walk forward with their main weapons, right? Like you see the Blaster try and go for plays that pretty far up in the bubble when they eventually get it. Like here, the difference between that compared to ISU, right, or Red Emberz in this case, is I feel like they're playing a lot for their special. See the mini Sliling consistently finding picks with that hammer toss as well, and then you also see the S-Blast as well, throwing out Booyah to be able to try and make pushes and openings for the team. However, it just feels like you're being outpaced by having something that's always active, which is your main weapons, versus a situation where you're playing for your special, which is not always going to be active 100% of the time to make plays.
Yeah, definitely. And given the recent update, which we've alluded to, I think Cream Corn is making a really good use of it, given main power, given main weapon power is kind of at a premium here, given the addition of mechanics such as the flow aura state to further enhance your more mechanical abilities and ability to play make with your main weapon here.
Yeah, for sure. I do think aura is a mechanic that how do I say it? It's very much a win more situation, right? I think it's yeah, because it rewards you for, how do I say, essentially making strong plays and just popping off, essentially, right? However, with aura, right, it's very difficult to not overheat and how do I say it, find yourself in a situation where you run at that last player who's alive and then they manage to pick here. I don't think we've seen any player in particular get aura this set, but anything can happen here, especially with Rainmaker Manta Maria being our 3rd game night here for this set.
Yeah, definitely. When I see Rainmaker Manta Maria, I always think to myself, watch out for that sneaky Rainmaker jump on the side of the bunker. That is the first thing I always look out for, and we're seeing both teams bringing out the we're seeing both teams bring out the vanilla Wellstring here in this match, actually. Bit of a comp change for both sides.
Yeah, for sure. The pencil has been ditched in favor of the Wellstring here to have better popping power. And it seems like both these teams, I love Wellstring in that sense. To be able to utilize its popping power object damage, as well as the hammer coming out, to be able to see if they can make plays. So now it's just going to come down to who plays their cards right. But already, it seems like it's a bloodbath in mid. Both players going down on both sides here. Last one here, trying to get it. And Emberz gets it. Bang. Okay, amazing blaster kick here. Hopefully this can get the start of something big here, Cygnus.
Yeah, it's ISU getting Rainmaker first, and they are going for that sneaky jump. The bubble covers the checkpoint very well, and that is the first checkpoint in favor of Red Emberz, who quickly get another pop, again, thanks to that Wellstring, which unfortunately will get caught in the enemy paint with that bomb. A hammer came out there somewhere as well, and just like that, Red Emberz are wiped out, and it's Cream Corn's turn to strike.
Oh yeah, they are throwing in with these strike strikes. They also have the bubble up here for insurance here. Never can be too safe with these checkpoints here. But now it feels like we just saw both teams do a push just on opposite sides, and just now we're just kind of neck and neck here with Cream Corn looking for an opportunity to run this Rainmaker, which they do. Drywall dropping, barely going something.
So low on health.
No! Oh!
Yes! Drywall had like no health left there, but managed to live just long enough to secure the knockout.
I don't know. This feels like one of those tabletop RPGs where, like, HP, as long as I have one, I can still do something, right? And that's exactly the mentality Cream Corn adopted there as they dive for that pass push right there. That was one of the fastest games of Rainmaker Manta Maria I think I've seen in a long time here. No less between, how do I say, two really strong teams in CCA as well. So, like, that's a statement, Cygnus. Take that all the way to the post office and put that in the mail right now.
Yeah, both teams in this game were able to get their first checkpoints points in really strong ways. But where things differed was Cream Corn's ability to kind of make area control more so delay area control. They delayed getting their second pop, and in the end they were able to go through, and like you were saying, Nep2ne, use their HP as a resource, just cling on to that last thread for a really clutch knockout play that is putting Cream Corn on the brink of winning this match.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's one of those situations where I like to think that, how do I say it? You just, unfortunately, how do I say, got a little frazzled there. You got a little bit too overwhelmed by the resources there. You saw the sequence of events. They threw the strikes, they clicked bubble, they got the first checkpoint, and then they looked for picks. And then when those picks were gone, the Rainmaker was already popped because of the Wellstring as well. So Drywall would just realize, hey, I have the opportunity, my teammates got those picks, let's run this Rainmaker. And in the time they were focusing on the Rainmaker, Cream Corn managed to trade out effectively enough and put a lot of pressure on that mini Splatling. A little bit too much there, a lot of pressure to hit those shots right there, so I imagine some nerves kicked in. And that was just a really unfortunate situation to find yourself if you were the last person alive on Red Emberz there. But you know what? When your back's against the wall, that's how you gotta be able to play this game sometimes. You just need to find something in some way forward. It's gonna be match point here for Cream Corn overall. Let's see this rock and roll here, Cygnus.
Yeah, and we're going to tower control on Hagglefish Market. We're seeing the Explosion Gold Dynamo duo coming back from Cream Corn. We're seeing we're seeing the Jet Squelcher coming back from ISU, and the Heavy Edit Splatling is making its appearance here for them. I really like that pick for this map.
Yeah, for sure. I like Heavy Edit just in general. I think it's a very underutilized weapon right now, and I think having that better fighting capability up front to be able to just, how do I say, have a Splatling in the face of players, to be able to get a kill right there. But oh my goodness, a trade for trade, a pick for pick. A lot of these players are struggling to find ways forward. It's just the Dynamo here on Cream Corn running for their lives to hopefully get something. A trade is what you got, but I don't know if that's something you want at this moment in time.
Yeah, it takes down a lot of area control and allows ISU to push up alongside the tower to checkpoint 1, where they're able to put pressure onto the ledge where you want to defend from. As you see, the 10 attack going down there. It is the blaster taking back onto the tower. It's not quite able to get up to their special to get that big bubbler, but the killer whale is controlling the tower, keeping Cream Corn away for just a bit longer, so ISU can hopefully regroup back and set up to try to keep Cream Corn on the back foot as much as they can.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm noticing something with both these comps in particular. That checkpoint for Aggle is honestly one of the hardest checkpoints in the game, and one of these teams both have the resources to force it with a big bubbler. I think it's a matter of just setting up the right situations to see if you can succeed. Like right here, we're getting a lot of front picks here for Cream Corn to be able to move forward here and put a lot of pressure, but nobody is on this tower. It just seems like we have a lot of front pressure, but we kind of forgot the objective there.
Yeah, and as a result of how far Cream Corn pushed up, they ended up down 2 and had to regroup, allowing Red Emberz to gain that space back as they're looking to control space in front of the tower, which those Super Trumps are trying to disrupt, but it just doesn't provide enough pressure or to really cause a disruption like that on its own. And it's ISU riding the tower again. Starry Love getting a nice. Just some nice things, causing chaos. They're taking down Drywall, but the lasting impact of that splashdown will trade it back. But ISU is pushing the tower back up, getting to checkpoint 2 this time, but they had to leave their push there, and now it's Cream Corn's turn to respond.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be their turn to respond right here. Starting off with some strikes and some chumps right here. A lot of pressure is going to be up front here, forcing the members of ISU to be able to get out of here. It's just the edit on here, but hey, this time we got the tower, and the edit is just unfortunately trying to live against these Explo and are forced back here. Oh my goodness. There's so much pressure up front, but no one's on the tower, Cygnus.
Yeah, they pushed it really far, but this time, crucially, they were able to live without their members going down for too long, allowing them to get to checkpoint 1. And the Dynamo Roller is contesting this ledge here. The bubble does get broken, and the Dynamo does go down thanks to the killer whale. But a member of Red Emberz also go. But the rest of the Embers are able to regain space in mid, as we see A ships trying to hide, getting found out. It will go down to Starry Love here. As the Embers are waiting for a couple members to come back. Starry Love retreating from that exploiter, and manages to force Cream Corn to turn around. Once again, they're pushing up, but again, having no one on tower. Well, never mind, now they do.
Yeah, for sure. No, they're going to looking to force this here. 2 members of ISU are down, and it's going to be a scramble for this tower right here. The edit is forced to drop here, looking for that pick, but a wipeout occurs, and now Cream Corn is going to be the one to be able to win that engagement and take the second checkpoint here. Splashdown so they can hear it here, give more jumps here. This is a snowball if I've ever seen one here. ISU, like, desperately trying to stop this tower, but just can't find their footing here.
Yeah, that was a massive team fight for Cream Corn to win. That pretty much that one team fight around the tower in between checkpoints 1 and 2 pretty much decided the whole game, and there was so much happening there. Even I was having trouble keeping up with the action, but in the end, Cream Corn emerged with a wipeout from it, and that was game right there. 4-0, Cream Corn takes the win and the set.
Yeah, impressive showing from Cream Corn today. Absolutely coming out of the gate swinging here. There was haymaker after haymaker, kick after kick, special after special. Just, I feel like once they got a hold of tower and just forced ISU to use a lot of their resources, because as again, ISU really relied on their specials to be able to push in. When we saw multiple members of Cream Corn more than happy to just take the fights without the special, just exude so much pressure right there. It was neck and neck with ISU almost being able to stall the game long enough, but it seems like Cream Corn, they got that opening, they got those picks, and then managed to put a little bit of nerve, some pressure there, and unfortunately the dam cracked, and Yeah, that happened. Full knockout in the last second.
Yeah, and also that last push, that's the first lead Cream Corn had that entire game. Red Emberz were doing a really good job after their opening push of retaking space and not letting Cream Corn doing that, not letting Cream Corn advance that far up in return. But in the end, when you only barely get past checkpoint 1, it puts the game in a situation where one team fight can completely spin everything around, and Cream Corn was able to capitalize and take advantage of that situation. And that's why we're seeing them emerge as the victors here today.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems like I'm trying to see if one of the 2 members here of Corn is open for you. It does seem like we're going to be having Nito, maybe joined by a guest here. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, player interviews are something that are a little bit new this season here after these, that we're trying to see if time allows, we can get a chance to speak to some of the players, what's going on through their head, give a little bit of insight on how they're feeling overall in the season, how their games are going. Because right now, Cream Corn is looking definitely strong, especially with the showcase tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It was a very exciting match, and Cream Corn played a very well played set. That they had their plan for all. You can see they had a plan for all four map modes, and they were able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, for sure. It just felt like those are close games. Like, let's not discredit Red Emberz.
Oh, definitely.
Because yeah, there are situations where they definitely had the footing. It's just they just did not have enough steam in the engine to overcome the hill. It was just a little bit too tall of a mountain to climb. Just, unfortunately, I feel like something that Cream Corn did exponentially really well in this has just put so much pressure during the set in game. It just feels like it was very how do I say? They were very much in the driver's seat, right? Or they kept calm during situations, right? But hey, maybe we can find out where they what's going through their heads, because we now have them ready for interview right here. I believe we have Drywall and H-Chips from Cream Corn ready and willing to interview right now. How are you doing, folks?
Hello. Doing well.
Nice.
Yeah, but the good result for us.
Good result for you guys. You know what? I like that.
Yeah, definitely was a good result.
Yeah, for sure. So, how did you feel going into the match tonight? Because I feel like when you hear the name Red Emberz, that's a very legacy name in the CCA household, because a lot of people think back to previous seasons. They know Illinois State University has a lot of strong players, and then you're going to be facing them tonight. But what was the overall mood going into the match, to reiterate my question?
Well, I've heard about them a lot. I've been in the CCA for a while. I guess we were about as we played with one of them during a scrim just last week, and he was killing it. They were killing it on the 52 gal.
Was it Starry?
I guess
Love? Out of curiosity, was it Starry Love, the gal player from CCA? Or was it a different player?
Shoot, I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna make a cheeky comment saying "Starstruck by Starry Love," which is fitting for the username, but yeah, no, you continue. I'm sorry interrupting here.
No, I think we felt about as solid as we always do going into a game. Just after warming up and stuff, we just go in and we do what we can. I don't know if we were feeling any particular way before the game. Just excited to play.
Okay, yeah.
You guys talk about the name Red Emberz and Illinois State, their history. I personally don't know a whole much of the CCA history. I just kind of show up week to week and play the game as best I can. But I was slightly nervous because we didn't get as much practice this week, or at least I didn't. I had to leave our scrim that we had scheduled a little early because I had a prior obligation. But my mood going into every match is just kill them as much as I can.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally get that. Sometimes you're just here to play the game and just see it through to the end, and you certainly did with a couple of those ones. I think Cygnus might have a question for you guys here in regards to one of these matches.
Okay.
It definitely. I wanted to ask you if there were like any particular moments that stood out during the set you wanted to bring up, because there were a lot of really exciting plays in that match.
Well, one thing that got me really excited was the beginning of the disconnect game. Actually, I've been trying to just we've been trying to figure out how to deal better with like chargers and pencils and such. And I got a really nice pick off at the very beginning of that game before the disconnect happened on the pencil, and that we feel like really kind of allowed us to cascade into a bigger push. We've been trying to like be more conscious of like how these pushes work and how we can get momentum going, and that felt really nice, I think. And then also just Chips and Luna popping off during that one game on Rainmaker, Manta Maria. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
No, that Manta game was absolutely insane, because you did exactly what they did to you, but just on the other side of the map. And that Rainmaker that you ran, Drywall, I spoke about this on stream. It felt like you used their HP more as a resource and just kept running because you were still alive and was able to knock out there.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw the health bar just had like the teeniest little sliver left. What was going through your mind when that moment happened?
Hug the wall as much as I can. Don't let that splatling freaking see me once. I love running Rainmaker. I love finding like weird sneaky routes and like hiding in corners and stuff, trying to get it as far as I can. And that, I don't know how I survived that. That was crazy.
Rival, you are by far our best Rainmaker runner.
Is there a certificate we need to hand out and like to you? I feel like
Oh, I'd love one.
Okay.
No, I can't be the best, but maybe the best Cream Corn has right now.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Maybe Nito can get you a certificate for Cream Corn specifically. But,
I'll have to ask them about that.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know who you're facing next week by any chance? And do you have a predicted outcome?
Oh shoot, no, I don't know who it is.
Don't know. Okay, so it's a we ball type of situation. Take a week one at a time here.
Yeah.
But after tonight, I imagine you'd be pretty confident going into your next. You're already up to correct?
Yeah. Our first match was 4-1. This week it was 4-0. Pretty good numbers. Just about ideal numbers.
Yeah, for sure. Chips, did you want to add anything in regards to any of the questions we asked before, or so?
Mainly what stood out to me in this series and kind of has been standing out more recently is how our mindset as a team has changed. Normally, if like we go down or like a team gets a big lead like they did in that last game, and I mean, personally, I was struggling that last game. Maybe some other players on our team weren't finding, didn't have the best of luck or like weren't winning their fights, but our like kind of perseverance and our mentality and when moving forward, when we get dealt that setback at the beginning of the game or beginning of a match, and we're able to push through it and come back and still get the win there. That's what really stands out to me. That's what I liked about our team.
Okay, yeah. No, I definitely saw it in your gameplay. It felt like all the members are very confident in walking forward. Like, you'll just pressure with like your AoE weapons. Like, I'll see Explo trying to push up and put a lot of pressure with like the Explo shots, like putting them behind walls or on top of like stacks on like Barnacle, for example, and then the blaster would just run in as well. And you guys would follow up each other. You guys were basically pushing without specials a lot of the time, and still managing to take a lot of that space just because you're confident in winning your fights, it feels like, as well as just putting pressure on with your AoE.
I found that Explosher has just been working better and better for me as we get like sort of more practice together as a team, as we begin to learn like how we play better. I'm able to like push on those more risky areas, applying pressure to like those difficult to reach spots without specials. And then if anyone tries to approach me, Chips or Luna will be there with the blaster or the splatter shot to just take down anyone who's like distracted by whatever I'm doing.
Okay, so so to rephrase what you're saying, I just want to make sure. So it's basically you guys are playing off each other. That's what why you're getting success.
Yeah, we've been playing off each other, I think, like, better this season than any season I've seen before.
Much better team chemistry. Our comms are off the charts. We've really improved.
Oh yeah, it's definitely showing here, especially with the showcase tonight. Even though it was a 4-0, there were times ISU might have been able to swap the lead or be able to make something happen, but you guys just immediately knew how to respond to it in some shape or form, at least from the podcast perspective.
It took us a little while to get our footing on that last game for sure. Like, that could have, I think, gone either way for a while there.
For sure. Cygnus, do you have any other additional questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to you for giving us a really nice show here on stream. That was a really fun set to commentate and watch, and I hope you had just as much fun, if not more playing it as well.
Yeah, thanks for having us on to interview. I've never been in an interview before. This is awesome.
Well, CCA is preparing you for your actual job review. Except it won't be about Splatoon. It'll be about some other stuff that's probably less silly than Silly Squid Game. But, any other closing comments here before we sign you off?
Well, speaking of job interviews, I do actually put that I was team captain of the Splatoon team. I put that on my resume. I get to talk about this stuff in job interviews too. This is awesome.
Yo, congratulations. That's awesome.
Hey, it shows that you possess good leadership qualities.
Mm-hmm. And then all my employers know who the CCA is.
I wish my employers knew the CCA. Chips, you want to add anything on here, or you're all set?
I just want to say thank you to having us on here, and good luck to ISU in the rest of their matches.
All right, perfect. So we'll get you guys signed off here, as me and Cygnus are going to be transitioning us into our next game, which unfortunately got a delay. But thank you, Chips. Thank you, Drywall. Feel free to take your leave, as we're going to be wrapping up this segment.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye.
See ya.
Okay, and that was 2 members of Cream Corn after a significant, insane 4-0 set phase. Wow. I think that was my first interview I gave, actually, as a commentator. So, yeah.
Same here. Way back when I was on the other side of one of these, but yeah, this was my first time giving one as a commentator.
Yeah, for sure. But enough about this set. We heard plenty from both us and the players here. We do have another set here that got delayed by 30 minutes here. So we have Axion Splatters versus Niner Esports Green Team, which is a Division 6 set that was supposed to be scheduled for right at the hour here, but seems like there's some unfortunate delays. Hang on, folks. We'll get you that match as soon as possible here. But hey, it's been a pleasure casting with you, Cygnus. Where can the fine people of twitch.tv find you?
Yeah, you can find me on @CygnusX1018 on Blue Sky, or you can find me in the CCA Discord server, or also as CygnusX1018. That's me. How about you, Nep2ne?
You can find me losing my mind here. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but I have to do the spec cam as well as do the commentary tonight, because we have limited resources here, but I'm more than happy to.
And you did a very good job of that.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to do my best here so we can still get some matches covered here, because even though we don't have the quantity of last season, I think the quality of these games have gone up in some shape or form. I'm happy all of you guys stuck around to hear me yap my ear off, but if you're looking for me outside of the CCA, Nep2ne-TV, Blue Sky. I've also played with Big Fat Sea Cows in Ludi as well, so if you are interested and want to see me at particular lands, come up to me, say hi, I will shake your hand, I will be very enthusiastic, I will hand out stickers. I'm going to try and make Big Dapple and New Inkland in the same weekend, so back-to-back Saturday and Sundays for double lands for me, so gonna be a fun time. Please say hi. But with that, I think we're going to end it off here, Cygnus. Let's sign off and hand it off to our new commentators, Kraken Mare and Hoenn Hero, after this short break.